Marry Me, Libra. Libra, sun sign, rising sign, and or moon sign. This is a 2-week reading for all you Libra, starting today, the 25th of October, 2023. And we are streaming live on YouTube and on Twitch. Moderating today on YouTube is the lovely Jennifer, and moderating on Twitch is the lovely Shirley. Thank you so much, Jennifer, and thank you so much, Shirley. It sounds like the last reading might have been out of focus on YouTube. Sorry about that. There's nothing I can do about that. And hopefully it's in focus for this reading. Let's see. If you are watching on a restream on YouTube, you can fast forward through all my shuffling I'm about to do by using the timestamps right in the video description. And today I'm reading with this beautiful Broken Mirror Tarot. And I've already purified with this Poignée des Sens Verveine. You can find links to purchase each of these products in the video description of this very video on my YouTube channel. I don't read with card reversals, so just don't worry about it when you see me flipping cards right side up. It's just how I like to read. All is well, I promise. Libra, sun sign, rising sign, and or moon sign. Lots of Libras, so if for some reason this doesn't seem to fit you, it may just not be meant for you. In that case, check out the zodiacal readings for your other signs. Also remember that we have general reading for all signs every day except for Monday. You can find all the most recent replays of readings right on the website, ariels-corner.com. ariels-corner.com. Just click on the free online tarot readings link right in the main menu. We have a shop at arielscornershop.com, arielscornershop.com. And a lot of tarot decks are listed in there. We have all kinds of other merchandise as well. Those are all affiliate links, which means that we make a small commission off of each and every sale. So it's a fun and easy way to support us, and we do appreciate your support. If you would prefer to give a donation, we do accept donations, and there's plenty of ways to do that. There's a PayPal portal. The URL is flashing across the screen every so often. And we also have other options. If you go to the website, ariels-corner.com, there's a donate link in the footer of every page. Or if you're on YouTube, you could use a super sticker, super chat, or a super thanks. So we do appreciate your support. But that's not why we're here. We are here for you, Libra. I want to give you the most accurate reading I possibly can. So let's see. I think this is pretty shuffled. I'm going to give this deck a nice clean cut, and we will see what's in the cards for all you gorgeous Libras. Starting off, we have the King of Wands, followed by the Three of Wands, and then the Two of Coins. Nice. Okay, this is good. I like the wands for you. You're getting into it. You really have been getting into it. You're working hard. It seems like you love your work. It seems like you're enjoying your work. It seems like your work is paying off on some levels, although financially speaking, you are being a little impatient. So it looks like the work itself is for many of you is becoming quite good and satisfying, but the financial part of it, I'm sure, could always be better. So allowing yourself not to get too impatient. So the problem with impatience is that it's a kind of an energy that doesn't usually prompt us to have the smartest behavior. A lot of times we make mistakes when we're being impatient. So just notice the impatience. Just, acknowledge it. Notice that you're feeling impatient about money and that you want it to happen sooner. But rather than acting on impatience, instead, you want to orient yourself back to what you're doing so well with the work, and know that the money is working itself out. It is on its way. It's just you sometimes have to be a little bit more patient, and I know that's hard. Let's see. We've got the Lover's card. Oh, it's the same spot it was in the general reading, but this is a very different reading than the general reading. We have the Six of Cups. Beautiful. And then the Hermit. Yeah. So when it comes to the financial impatience, that's really, when you notice that you're feeling that, that's really the best time for you to take that as a cue to talk to your inner guidance and to be guided. And you'll know what to do. You'll know how to respond to circumstances so that you can find that prosperity that you need. Because infinite intelligence wants you prosperous. It's not like, well, I guess we'll do it. That's not how the universe operates. The universe wants you prosperous. It wants you to be happy. But there's all kinds of stuff that goes along with it, and the universe wants you prosperous and happy in a way that's the healthiest for you. So talking and working with that inner guidance is one of the best ways for you to overcome this impatience and actually get to the prosperity that's on the other side of it. And really working with that inner guidance. A lot of times people think, well, I don't want to bother them, so I'll just wait for the big things. You're not bothering your inner guidance. It's what it's there for. It's like saying, well, I don't want to bother my foot by walking too much. I don't want to bother the oxygen in the room by breathing too much. God, I don't want to do that. No, so you're not going to bother your inner guidance by using it. In fact, the more you use it, the better you get at it. And you want to use it for little things too, not just big things. It's like, what do I make for dinner? I don't know. Rather than indecision, let me ask my inner guidance. What's the best thing for dinner? I know that sounds silly, but it's not. What should I wear today? I don't know. What should I wear? Well, you wear the blah, blah, blah. It's got a better color. You need that color, whatever. So using that inner guidance at every turn gets you just in the habit. And when you're in the habit of turning first to your inner guidance rather than knee-jerk and responding all by yourself without thinking, or thinking all by yourself without asking your higher self what to do, then if you get in the habit of doing that, then all of these issues that are before you are resolved in the perfect ways. You don't make mistakes like you used to anymore. Okay, so this is almost like you've put, because the universe doesn't test you, but we kind of test ourselves. So it's like you've set this up for yourself on some level to see how well you're doing. And so go ahead and pass that test. Go ahead and pass that test. The next time you notice yourself getting worried or fretful about money, talk to the inner guide. What do I do? Because the inner guide is all about being proactive, not about, like agreeing with you that there's a lot to worry about. You're not going to get that from your inner guide. Oh, I know, it's scary, isn't it? Ooh, I don't know. I don't think we can do this. I don't think we can make this work. That's not what you're going to hear from your inner guide. Your inner guide is going to say, let's prioritize and let's do one thing at a time. And let's do this right now. What's important is this. And then at the next moment, you ask your guide, and then your guide says, now it's time to do this, and now it's time to do that. And before you know it, you're all through it. You're all the way through this, and everything works out perfectly. Happens all the time if we remember to ask and not to just make up our own minds by ourselves. Because ultimately, it's not that you're going outside of yourself when you ask your inner guide. You're going inside yourself, but you're going way inside yourself to that part of your mind that you usually don't use. Not you personally, but we as a species don't usually use that often. And the more we use that part of our minds instead of our surface ego reactive minds, then we start having success on levels that we didn't know were possible. So don't prejudge any situation in front of you and make up your own mind that it's bad or that you have to get through it or what's taking so long. Don't do that to yourself, Libra. Instead, say, I don't know what this means. I don't know how to respond to this, but there's a part of me that does. And I'm going to call on that inner guide right now to show me what to do in this moment. Because I guarantee you, it would be nice, but what I've never seen happen is you go to the inner guide and say, okay, what's going to happen this, and then what's going to happen after that, and what's going to happen in 3 weeks, and then what's going to happen? It's never like that. The inner guide is always, what are we doing right now? What's this moment all about? And in the moment, if you work with that guide, you'll notice that you're safely beyond whatever these little worries or big worries that you had in no time at all, and with no real effort on your part, but just doing it one step at a time. All right, 6 of Cups on top of the 3 of Wands. I love this for you, Libra. This is beautiful. The 6 is that vertical ascent. That's that solar light. It does for us what we cannot do for ourselves. It's similar to the Hermit in regards to that it's a different part of the mind that we normally use. And so when you notice that you're doing well in your work, which you are doing really well, and there are manifestations, and you call on that solar light, because a lot of times what happens is, or whatever you call for your higher power, a lot of times what happens is we reserve the solar light, we reserve the higher power for when we're stuck. And it's saying, don't do that. Use the solar power when things are working too. The solar light, when things are working too, because that way you don't get to a point where you're in a crisis and you have to be rescued. You don't get to the point where that happens. Instead, the vertical ascent is baked into the thing itself. So the success that you're achieving can be success on a very high level if you call upon that higher power to do everything for you that you can't do for yourself proactively rather than waiting. It's fascinating to me, and I do it myself all the time, how I don't bother sometimes with a lot of the spiritual techniques that work so well for me unless I'm in trouble. And I remember talking to my inner guide once, and the inner guide was very sort of pointed and saying, why, all that great stuff that happens when you call upon the solar light or whatever you're doing, why don't you do that first? Why don't you start with that? You don't have to go through the drama. And it's true. It's right. It's very, very true. Now, this King of Wands, it sort of goes without saying with you. There's everything that's going on with your career or whatever this Wands happens to be, with this work that's important to you. This has been a long time in the making, right? We know that. You've been at this for a long time. You are an expert at certain things. You're really good at certain things. There's no question about that. So that's never in question here. And I want that to be not be in question for you as well. It's not being egotistical to acknowledge, I'm really good at that. I can do that in my sleep. I know exactly what I'm doing. Of course you want me to do that for you, because nobody is as good as I am for that with that. There's so many things that there's several things that I do that I know that I'm really good at. And of course you want me to do those things because nobody's going to do it as well as I am. That's not ego. I'm not saying, oh, look at how much better I am than everybody else. It's just acknowledging your talents, acknowledging the work that you've done, acknowledging all the practice that you've had at some things and the skill set that you've garnered. So all of that can be utilized by spirit for other things. And so you can, I don't know about bypassing this impatience about money, but you definitely can go through it very quickly. You can go through that very quickly and learn the lessons in it in a way that's painless, in a way that's joyous and fun. Because it looks like there is one more lesson or one series of lessons about the finances here that many of you really need to learn. And I have a feeling a lot of it has to do with understanding that just like how you are so good at certain things, that means that you deserve to be paid for those certain things, paid well for those certain things. And so a lot of this impatience with money has to do with several of you, with you not really believing that even though you know that you're good at certain things, that you deserve to be paid for them. So that's part of what you can work on with this inner guide, and just really learn that yes, you do deserve to be paid and paid well, and that doesn't need to be delayed, and that you've got all kinds of assistance and help to get you to that spot and get to that place where you accept all of the prosperity that goes along with all the hard work that you've been doing. And that prosperity is a birthright of yours, but you do have to learn how to receive it and know that you are worthy of it. And that's just that lesson that we're learning now. And you're going to learn it really well if you listen to that inner guide, because it knows all about how worthy you are, Libra. It's very clear about how worthy you are, much more clear than you are. And you're going to do great. Thank you so much to the amazing moderators, Jennifer and Shirley, and thank you, Libra, for joining us today. We'll be back in 2 weeks for another 2-week reading for you, Libra. Until then, blessed be.